We've all seen that guy, the cowboy contractor with the massive diesel jet washer rolling up to a beautiful K-rend home and blasting away at the walls like he's trying to drill for oil. He thinks he's cleaning, but what he's actually doing is committing a slow motion crime against that property. And it really gets my back up, because there is this massive misconception in the exterior cleaning industry that soft washing is just, well, they think it's just a regular pressure washer turned down a bit, like you just twist the dial and boom, you're soft washing. No, absolutely not. It is a completely different discipline. We are talking about a fundamental shift from mechanical brute force, which is physically ripping and tearing at a surface, to biological sanitation. That is the word, sanitation. Think about it this way. When you see those ugly red, black or green stains on a rendered wall, or on roof tiles, or even on brickwork, that isn't dirt. It's not mud. It is a living, breathing, thriving biofilm. It is a colony of algae, lichen, mold, and moss. And when you hit that with 2,000 or 3,000 psi of water, yeah, visually it looks clean for a minute because you've blasted the tops off the plants. But you haven't killed the root. You've left the biological engine intact. And worse, here is the real kicker that most guys don't realise. High pressure water actually forces open the microscopic pores of concrete, stone, and render. It makes the surface rougher and more porous than it was before. You've essentially created a microscopic greenhouse. You've opened up little pockets, filled them with water, and left the deep roots of the algae inside to feed on it. The spores return faster, they anchor deeper, and within 6 months, the wall looks worse than it did before you started. That is where the chemistry of surface protection comes in. True soft washing uses low pressure. We're talking under 80 psi, similar to the flow of a standard domestic garden hose. It is incredibly gentle. By using the right chemical solution, we let the chemistry do all the heavy lifting. The solution penetrates deep into the pores, kills the organic matter at its microscopic root, and actually breaks its physical grip on the surface. Once that grip is broken, you don't need a blast of water, you just gently rinse it away. Substrates like K-rend, delicate render, cladding, historical stone, they stay completely safe from water intrusion and structural erosion. No blown render, no cracked roof tiles, no water forced behind the cladding. You preserve the building while getting a deeper, longer-lasting clean. Now, some guys hear chemical and they think, right, I'll just go buy some raw household bleach, chuck it in a cheap garden sprayer and splash it about. Please, do not do that. Professional soft washing is not a spray and pray game. It is built on 3 very specific pillars: active ingredients, surfactants, and dwell time. Your active ingredient, often a precise dilution of sodium hypochlorite or a biocide like DDAC, targets the biology. But if you just spray that raw, it'll run straight down a vertical wall like water off a duck's back. You need a specialised surfactant, like our Clever Wash, to reduce the surface tension. It makes the chemical cling. It physically sticks to the render or the tile, keeping the chemical in contact with the biology. That contact is what allows for the 3rd pillar, dwell time. The chemistry needs time to work. It's not instant. It has to sit there, safely doing its job, breaking down the contaminants before you even think about rinsing. But with that chemistry comes a massive responsibility. I see so many untrained operators completely ignoring the dangers of uncontrolled runoff. If you let strong sodium hypochlorite or biocide run off a patio and into a flower bed, you are going to kill the customer's prized plants. You're going to ruin their lawn. And worse, if you let that chemical runoff enter a storm drain here in the UK, you are breaking the law. Storm drains go straight to local rivers and streams. You cannot discharge cleaning chemicals into them. Professionals manage this. We pre-wet all nearby vegetation so the plants are already hydrated and won't drink the chemical. We use water curtains, we set up physical containment barriers, and we block downpipes when doing roofs to redirect runoff into foul sewers with the proper consent. We manage the environment responsibly. Look, at the end of the day, buying a fancy skid mount or a load of chemicals does not make you a soft washing professional. What makes you a professional is the knowledge. It's knowing how to identify the exact surface you're standing on, calculating the correct dilution ratios so you don't damage anything, and operating with absolute safety and compliance. That is why we built the SoftWash UK CPD certified softwash training course. It is designed to take you from a basic jet washer to an approved softwash applicator, giving you the actual science and safety standards recognised by the National Association of Softwash. Don't be the cowboy blasting render. Learn the science, protect your business, and do the job right. Right, that's enough of me talking for today. Off to get some work done. Take care out there, guys. Bye-bye.